What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing good. Kind of cold this morning. We actually got a little bit of snow here in western North Carolina last night. What we're messing with today is iPhones, or my iPhone 12 Pro Max to be specific. But what I wanted to do was test out my iPhone with the Cinema P3 app and see how it compares to my old Canon T3i. That's what we're on this morning. And we're just gonna set up my iPhone rig like I would normally shoot with it for YouTube videos. So the gear I'm gonna be using is the iPhone, this tripod with this Swiss Arca clamp. This is from Leah Plumbing. Then I've got this little orange fanny pack. I've got my Godox MoveLink wireless kit in here. Then I've got this little ND filter for the front of the phone, and then this little nicey rig mirror that goes on top of the phone clamp so that I can see myself when using the 27mm lens on my iPhone. So let's set it up. Okay, so first things first, this is our phone clamp. I like this clamp pretty good, but I don't like that the cold shoe like slides in and out there. I don't really like that design, but I like that it fits directly into a Swiss Arca tripod top. And then this is the iPhone in that clamp with the Cinema P3 app open. We're gonna do a deep dive in just a second on the Cinema P3 app. Next, let's add the nicey rig mirror up top. Then let's add the Godox MoveLink M2 receiver. And then last but not least, I'm gonna add in my ND filter. Now this ND filter is just a fixed ND filter. It's an ND8 filter. I've had better results using fixed ND filters versus variable ND filters for iPhones. Okay, let's do a quick walkthrough of the Cinema P3 app. I'm gonna take the ND filter off just while we're setting this up. But on the left here you have your audio meter. I don't have my microphones turned on yet, so that's at 0. Then you have a histogram right here. I'm really overexposed since I took the ND filter off, but you can also make this a little bit bigger if you want to. You have your shooting modes here. You have your frame rates there. You have your lens selection there, microphone gain setting. Right here you've got your lens correction, and then right here I have this set up for false color. You actually have false color with an iPhone. That's pretty cool. You've got your media right there, and then I've got this in manual this morning. I'm going to go ahead and change that over to shutter priority. Make sure my shutter speed is double my frame rate there. You've got another spot where you can check your media, and then you have a quick access panel there for all of your tools. You have zebras, focus assist, focus peaking, tilt sensor, display scopes, all kinds of cool tools with this. Now the Cinema P3 app isn't perfect. That's why I'm actually going to be using shutter priority this morning. I have found that even though it's saying that you're manually exposing, it's still trying to correct a little bit inside of the Apple iPhone. And the best results that I have found have been with the shutter priority with this app. Again, I'm using an iPhone 12 Pro Max, so not the most top of the line iPhone. I'm also in 24 frames per second. I'm in the 8-bit codec, HEVC, and then I'm in the P3 color space, and I'm using the smallest bit rate that I can. I'm using the 32 megabits per second bit rate. Let's set our audio. I've turned my microphone on. It's a little bit hot this morning, so I'm just going to lower that down just a tiny amount to where I'm just going over -12 with my lav mic. That looks pretty good. What I'm going to do now is just check my exposure with the false color. I'm looking for green. Going into a little bit of yellow is fine on my face. That's actually looking perfect. Again, I'm in shutter priority, so that makes sense. And one last thing, set my white balance with the phone. Now the sun's coming up. It is snowing, or it did snow last night, so my white balance might be a little bit weird. Okay, so that seems to be the white balance that it's wanting me to have. I took several readings there. It's giving me around 6700 with a little bit of a magenta tint. Let's hit record and see what this looks like. Okay, then this is the shot with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Super cold, the wind's picking up a little bit, but could I use this as a primary camera, as my only camera in 2025? It's probably not going to be as much fun as using camera bodies. Again, this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max Cinema P3 app, and the only issues that I've ever had with the Cinema P3 app is the frame rates they're not quite perfect. And then if you're shooting in the H.264, I get a lot of artifacting. And then if I try to bump the bit rate up, I get some dropped frames. So that's why I'm using the H.265. I'm using the small file size, I'm using the low bit rate. It seems like with pushing the iPhone 12 Pro Max, if you try to go into 4K, if you try to go into the 10-bit color or the HLG or any of that stuff, the log profiles, it just doesn't look that good. So I just tend to stick with the standard P3, not the 709, and then everything else is kind of as low as I can keep it and still get good recording quality. Which camera do you think looks the best this morning? I'm gonna have to wrap this up. My toes are numb. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you later.